You've worked hard your entire life, haven't you? You probably spent decades dreaming of retirement, picturing long, lazy days, freedom from the grind, and endless opportunities to do exactly what you wanted. When you wanted, maybe you imagined traveling, picking up new hobbies, spending more time with loved ones, or simply enjoying the quiet moments. But for many, the reality of retirement turns into something quite different, something that ironically mirrors the busy, demanding lives they left behind. What if I told you that the very thing many retirees strive for, staying incredibly busy, filling every moment with activity, might actually be slowly working against them? It's a painful reality for so many. They jump from one commitment to another, feeling a constant pressure to do something, to be productive, to prove their worth even when there's no boss to impress. This isn't the golden age they envisioned. It's a new kind of treadmill, leaving them exhausted, stressed, and surprisingly unfulfilled. In this video, we're going to uncover why this relentless pursuit of activity might be slowly eroding your well-being, and we'll explore practical, liberating ways to truly thrive in retirement, boosting your energy, improving your sleep, sharpening your mind, and genuinely enhancing your peace. Stick around to the very end, because I have something surprising for you that could completely change your perspective on what retirement truly means. So now, let's dive right into why this relentless pursuit of activity can be so detrimental, often leading us right back into the very cycle we thought we were escaping. The first pitfall, and perhaps the most insidious, is what I call the illusion of productive busyness, which often leads directly to burnout and stress. You see, after decades of having our worth tied to our productivity, to how much we achieved in a day, it's incredibly difficult to shake off that mindset. Many retirees feel an almost compulsive need to fill every hour, to have a packed calendar, fearing that idleness or quiet time means they're wasting their retirement, or, even worse, losing their purpose. But retirement isn't about productivity in the traditional sense. It's about your well-being. This constant push, this self-imposed pressure to be always doing something, creates a new kind of stress that your body and mind absolutely don't need. Think about it. Your working life was about meeting deadlines, rushing from one meeting to the next, constantly feeling a sense of urgency. Did you ever truly feel relaxed then for most? The answer is no. So why recreate that same frantic pace in your golden years? This relentless doing doesn't allow your nervous system to truly downshift. It keeps you in a state of low-level alert, which, over time, can lead to chronic fatigue, anxiety, and even physical ailments like digestive issues or sleep disturbances. You're essentially telling your body and mind that the race isn't over, even though it is. So, how do we begin to unwind this? A practical first step is to consciously schedule in blank space or do-nothing time. Imagine putting an appointment in your calendar that simply says be, or stare out the window, or listen to the birds. It sounds counterintuitive, perhaps even lazy to some, but it's incredibly powerful. This isn't about being unproductive. It's about allowing your mind to wander, to recover, to simply be present without an agenda. Start with just 15 or 30 minutes a day, and gradually increase it. Another vital skill to cultivate is the ability to gracefully say no to non-essential commitments. When you're retired, every invitation, every request to volunteer, every social gathering feels like an opportunity, and many of them are, but not all of them. Learn to evaluate these opportunities not by whether they fill a space in your calendar, but by whether they genuinely bring you joy, align with your values, or provide deep, meaningful connection. If it feels like an obligation, if it saps your energy rather than replenishing it, it's okay to politely decline. Prioritize genuine relaxation and fulfillment over feeling obligated. I've known many retirees who felt they should join every club or attend every event, only to find themselves more exhausted than when they were working. One friend, a lovely woman named Joan, used to pack her schedule so tightly she had no time for herself. She finally realized that her perfect retirement was making her miserable. She started intentionally blocking out whole afternoons just for reading, gardening, or simply sitting on her porch. And you know what? She said she'd never felt more truly content. This quest for constant engagement often masks deeper needs, leading us to our second significant pitfall, neglecting deep connections for a flurry of surface-level activities. It's easy in retirement to find yourself constantly in groups, attending lunches, joining committees, and flitting from one social gathering to another. And while social interaction is incredibly important, there's a difference between being constantly surrounded by people and truly connecting with them. When your schedule is packed with large group events, there's often little time or energy left for deep, meaningful one-on-one conversations with your spouse, your children, your closest friends, or even yourself. You might be interacting with dozens of people a week, but still feel a sense of isolation or a lack of true intimacy. It's like skimming the surface of a vast ocean. You see a lot, but you don't dive into the depths. This can leave people feeling surprisingly lonely, despite being surrounded by others, because those truly nourishing, vulnerable conversations simply aren't happening. To counter this, make an intentional effort to schedule one-on-one time with the people who matter most. Instead of another crowded potluck, suggest a quiet coffee with a close friend, or a walk with your partner where you can actually talk without interruption. Focus on active listening when you're with them, putting away distractions and truly hearing what they have to say. Reconnect with old friends, but think about how you can do it in a way that allows for genuine conversation. Perhaps a video call or a quiet meal, rather than feeling like you have to attend a large, draining reunion event. The emphasis here is on presence over performance. It's not about how many people you see, but how deeply you engage with those who truly matter. These deeper connections are the ones that nourish your soul, provide true support, and give your life a profound sense of meaning that no packed social calendar ever could. This shift in focus from broad social interaction to deep, intimate connection can transform your sense of belonging and significantly reduce any lingering feelings of loneliness or superficiality. It's about building a strong inner circle, a sanctuary of trusted relationships that truly sustain you through every season of life. This journey to a more fulfilling retirement isn't just about managing your social calendar. It's also about how you approach your physical well-being and your deeper sense of purpose. This brings us to a third common trap, the myth of constant physical exertion, which ironically can lead to chronic fatigue or injury rather than robust health. Many retirees, understandably, want to stay active and healthy. They see friends running marathons, joining every sport league, or signing up for back-to-back exercise classes, and they feel a pressure to keep up. While physical activity is absolutely vital for longevity and quality of life, overdoing it, especially without adequate rest and recovery, can be counterproductive. Your body isn't 20 anymore, and while it's incredibly resilient, it needs smart, consistent movement, not relentless pounding or extreme challenges every single day. Pushing too hard without sufficient recovery can lead to preventable injuries, chronic aches and pains, and even exacerbate existing conditions like arthritis or joint problems. You might feel like you're doing something good for yourself by always being on the go. But if it leaves you perpetually sore, tired, or even injured, then it's actually doing more harm than good. It turns movement into another obligation, rather than a source of joy and vitality. So, instead of striving for maximum exertion, focus on gentle, consistent movement that your body genuinely enjoys and benefits from. Daily walks, for example, are incredibly powerful. They're low impact, improve cardiovascular health, boost mood, and are accessible to almost everyone. Consider activities like light yoga, tai chi, or swimming, which are kind to your joints while still providing excellent benefits for strength, flexibility, and balance. Prioritize rest days. Just as important as movement is giving your body time to recover and rebuild. This isn't laziness. It's smart health management. Listen intently to your body's signals. If something hurts, stop. If you're feeling genuinely exhausted, allow yourself a day of gentle movement or complete rest. The goal is sustainability and enjoyment. I recall a gentleman named Robert who, upon retirement, decided he needed to run a marathon because he'd always wanted to. He trained relentlessly, ignoring aches and pains, and ended up with a severe knee injury that sidelined him for months. When he recovered, he shifted his focus to long, daily walks in nature, gentle stretching, and swimming a few times a week, he found far more enjoyment, consistency, and overall well-being in this sustainable approach than he ever did pushing himself to extreme limits. It's about quality of movement over sheer quantity or intensity, ensuring your body remains a source of comfort and strength, not pain and exhaustion. This leads us directly into our fourth crucial area, which is closely tied to your emotional and spiritual health. The lack of time for true self-discovery and purpose when your calendar is constantly full. In our working lives, our purpose was often clearly defined by our careers, our roles, and the demands of our jobs. Retirement, on the one hand, offers an incredible opportunity to shed those external definitions and discover who you truly are, what genuinely lights you up, and what new purpose you want to cultivate for this next chapter. On the other hand, if your calendar is just as packed as it was during your working years, even if it's packed with fun things, you simply don't have the mental space, the quiet moments, or the uninterrupted time for this vital exploration. When you're always reacting to external demands, whether they're social engagements, volunteer commitments, or hobby deadlines, you're not creating the internal space necessary for deep self-reflection, for listening to that quiet inner voice that might be calling you towards something entirely new. You might be busy, but are you truly fulfilled? Are you discovering the next iteration of you? Or are you just occupying your time? This can lead to a subtle but pervasive sense of unfulfillment, a feeling that something is missing, even when outwardly your retirement looks perfect. To counter this, you need to intentionally dedicate time for genuine reflection and exploration. This could mean journaling regularly, engaging in quiet contemplation, or simply allowing yourself to follow a spontaneous interest without needing it to fit into a grand plan. Explore new hobbies that are personally fulfilling rather than just socially expected, or that you feel you should do. Perhaps you always wanted to learn to paint, or play an instrument, or delve into local history. These are pursuits driven by genuine curiosity and passion, not by obligation. Consider volunteer work, yes, but choose something that truly aligns with your deep values and passions, not just something that needs a body to fill a slot. The goal here is internal satisfaction, a deep sense of meaning and contribution that comes from within, rather than external validation for being busy or useful. It's about building a rich inner life that sustains you, rather than constantly seeking external stimulation to define your days. No, when you carve out this space, you allow your true passions to surface, and that's where the profound purpose of retirement truly lies. It's not about replacing one set of tasks with another, but about aligning your actions with your deepest desires and values, allowing you to flourish authentically. It's about finding a rhythm that truly serves you, and part of that involves reclaiming your time and mental space. This brings us to a crucial fifth point: losing the freedom of spontaneity and joy, a subtle trap within the retirement dream. Retirement is, at its heart, meant to be about freedom. Freedom from deadlines, from rigid schedules, from the demands of a boss. Yet, so many people fall into the trap of creating a new work schedule for themselves, replacing the boss-imposed deadlines with self-imposed ones. Their calendars become just as packed, just as rigid, and just as unforgiving as they were before. This rigidity robs them of one of the greatest gifts of retirement: the freedom of spontaneity, the ability to wake up and decide. Today, I feel like visiting that small town I've always driven past. Or, I'm going to spend the entire afternoon lost in a book. Or, I'm just going to sit in my garden and watch the bees. When every hour is booked. These delicious moments of unplanned joy and curiosity disappear. You might be doing fun things, but if they're always planned, always scheduled, always an obligation, then the pure, unadulterated joy of simply choosing in the moment is lost. This can lead to a feeling that you're still not truly free, that you're still just going through the motions. Even if those motions are outwardly enjoyable, the sparkle of true freedom comes from the ability to deviate, to follow an impulse, to allow for the unexpected, to reclaim this vital aspect of retirement. Intentionally leave open blocks of time in your week. Think of them as white space on your calendar, a blank canvas waiting for your spontaneous desires. Embrace flexibility. If an unexpected invitation comes up for something that genuinely excites you, feel empowered to shift things around, or even gracefully decline a less appealing pre-scheduled activity to embrace the moment. Learn to say yes to unexpected adventures that genuinely light you up, and no to those that feel like yet another item on a never-ending to-do list. Remember, true freedom in retirement isn't about having a full calendar. It's about having the power to choose how you spend your most precious resource, your time. It's about savoring the unplanned, the quiet, the simple moments that often hold the greatest joy. This flexibility allows for a retirement that feels expansive and liberating, rather than just another set of obligations. And finally, our sixth point, often overlooked in our constantly connected world, is neglecting the profound power of quiet and stillness, which is truly a hidden energy source. In a society that constantly pushes us to be on, to be productive, to be entertained, we often forget the immense restorative power of simply being still. This isn't necessarily about formal meditation, though that's certainly valuable. It's about allowing moments of quiet, looking out the window, listening to the gentle hum of nature, enjoying a cup of tea without the distraction of a screen, or just sitting in silence. Our minds are constantly processing information, solving problems, remembering things, and planning for the future. Without moments of true stillness, this mental chatter never ceases. It's like trying to run a marathon without ever stopping for water. Eventually, you'll burn out. These quiet moments are where your mind can truly decompress, where creativity can flourish, where you can process your thoughts and emotions without external noise. They are essential for reducing mental clutter, fostering inner peace, and recharging your entire being. Many retirees, even if they aren't busy in the traditional sense, fill their quiet moments with TV, news, or endless scrolling on devices, effectively creating mental busyness that's just as draining. So, make a conscious effort to schedule 15 to 30 minutes of quiet time each day. This means turning off the television, putting away your phone, and simply being present. You don't have to do anything. Just sit, observe, breathe. It's not about finding a task to fill the time, but about allowing yourself to be without judgment or expectation. This is where your best ideas might emerge, where you can gain clarity on your true desires, and where you can connect with a deeper sense of peace within yourself. Think of it as hitting the reset button for your brain and your spirit. It's in these moments of stillness that you truly allow yourself to integrate all the experiences of your life and prepare for the opportunities of tomorrow. It is a powerful practice that fuels not just mental clarity, but also emotional resilience and a profound sense of inner calm. So, you see, the true richness of retirement isn't found in a jam-packed schedule, in a constant flurry of activity, or in always having something to do. It's found in the mindful choices you make about how you spend your precious time. It's about prioritizing quality over quantity in your activities and relationships, listening to your body's needs for both movement and rest, nurturing your spirit with quiet contemplation and genuine self-discovery, and reclaiming the beautiful freedom that retirement truly offers. Every small shift you make towards a more intentional, less frantic pace is a giant step towards a healthier, happier you. You've earned this time, and it's meant to be lived with joy, not obligation, with deep connection, not superficial interactions, and with inner peace, not constant external stimulation. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you found yourself falling into the too busy trap after retirement? What strategies have worked for you to create a more balanced and fulfilling life? Share your experiences and wisdom in the comments below. Your insights could truly help someone else on their journey. And if this message resonated with you, if it sparked a new idea or offered a different perspective, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who could benefit from this message. And subscribing to the channel means you won't miss out on our future tips for living your best life. Now, for that surprise I promised you at the very beginning. The biggest secret, the most profound insight for thriving in retirement, beyond all these practical habits we've discussed, is recognizing that your value isn't tied to your busyness. It's tied to your very being. For so long, We've been conditioned to believe that our worth is in what we produce, what we achieve, how busy our calendar is. But retirement offers a unique opportunity to shed that limiting belief. The most profound thing you can do for yourself in retirement is to simply be, without the constant need to do, to embrace the quiet moments, the unscripted contemplation, the spontaneous joys, and the deep, meaningful connections that flourish when you slow down. Your worth isn't in your calendar, it's in your spirit, your wisdom, your presence, and the genuine connections you cultivate. This realization, this deep acceptance of simply being, rather than constantly doing, is the most liberating and life-affirming discovery you can make in these golden years. It's not about finding a new role to fill your time, but about fully inhabiting the role of you, unburdened by external expectations or the need to constantly prove your value through activity. That, truly, is the surprising key to a retirement that is not just long, but deeply fulfilling, genuinely peaceful, and vibrantly alive. Live your best life at every age, with intention, peace, and boundless joy.